What's in the box? Hey guys, it's Max Headspace 9mm here again, and I am super excited today because I sent away for two items that are very similar from different companies, and they came into my mailbox at the same exact time on the same day in the same shipment. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do a little unboxing, or I guess we need to call it an unbagging here. This is definitely not a box, but it wouldn't make sense with the theme of the show if I didn't call it that. So we're gonna open these things up, and they are notoriously tricky to get into. So here we go. Are you ready for this? Something from Noveski. I don't know, that looks pretty cool. So this is a box. We're gonna find out what's in this box. I don't think there's a box in here, but let's find out. So these are devices, as I promised when I made my video about AK pistols. I said that I would show you guys how to make them into a reliable, practical self-defense weapon. And that got me to thinking. So here is a product from CNC Warrior. And look at this, look at this. You know what this is? This is what they call their famous 4-piece flash hider. Now the 4-piece flash hider is very similar in form and function to the Noveski Flaming Pig. This has oil from manufacturer all over it. Okay, now it looks better. The Noveski Flaming Pig, the famous Flaming Pig. Now, this is made by Noveski, an American company, for AR platform weapons. It has the 1/2" by 28 thread and is basically designed for 5.56. Doesn't say so on here, but that's what it's for. On the other hand, this here 4-piece flash hider is made by CNC Warrior, and it's made for AK weapons, and it has a reverse left-hand thread on it. So both of these are basically the same principle. These things, as I'm going to show you in the field, kill flash like nobody's business. And that is the main enemy of these little pistols. Now, the Flaming Pig comes with a cool little crush washer here, which you need. And I'm gonna show you why. Why you need a crush washer. Now this one for the AK does not need a crush washer. Why is that? What's going on here? This is kind of weird. Well, let's find out. I just happened to have brought, for you guys to look at, two of my favorite weapons. Now this, look at that. Is that not one of the most beautiful things you ever saw? Oh, I just love this thing. This is one of my favorites. I've had this a long time. I absolutely love it. Love it very much. Okay. This is my first AR pistol. It's very small. This is a 7.5" barrel, and it works. It works flawlessly. I've never had problems with this, even though the gas system is very short. I've got a 1.5 power ACOG scope on here, which is absolutely perfect for this gun. So here's the deal. Oh, and I also have here my Micro Draco. Now both of these have the same issue. The issue being they put out a ball of fire and a loud concussion. because they're so short, you've got a lot of unburnt gas coming out of that barrel, and it explodes right at the tip of the muzzle. And that makes shooting for you kind of thrilling and fun, but in a self-defense scenario, that is not what you want, because it not only makes you a target, but it makes your eyes have a harder time seeing what's going on in low light levels. You are even more dependent on ear protection, because you can be deaf in 1 or 2 shots from this inside a house without anything on here. So we all know that the AR-15 system, and I already cheated, I used a wrench to loosen this up, otherwise I'd never be able to. The AR-15 system uses just a wrench on a threaded barrel and a crush washer. So here's the crush washer for this. This is just a regular old bird cage boring flash hider. Now this thing is small, and you know, it does an amazing job for what it is, but it comes pretty much standard on every threaded barreled AR, and there's nothing wrong with it. But you know what? There's much better things out there. Like, for example, this Flaming Pig. Now, if you are going to be shooting a 20-inch barreled, we'll just use this one over again. If you're going to be shooting a 20-inch barreled AR, this birdcage is fine. But when you get down into the really short barrels like this, that's not a good solution at all. You need something that's going to kill the flash and help send the sound waves forward. So that's what the Flaming Pig was designed to do. Now, Noveske didn't really invent this. In fact, this is a little bit closer to the original iteration of this idea. Originally, the inventor of this was the Russians, and they put it on their Krinkov. The Krink brake is the original sound forwarder. And when they started shortening the barrel lengths on the AK weapon, they started having a problem. They started having unreliability and a really loud ball of fire. And so by putting the Krink brake on there, they solved the problem. It has a chamber which allows gases to flow without being a ball of fire, and expand slightly before it goes through a cone, which acts as a sound forwarder. It moves the sound waves in a direction that follows the path of the bullet. And it works very well. This is basically the same principle. The Krink brake looks a lot like a rocket engine. This thing just looks like a cylinder. But the basic idea is the bullet travels into this. There is a chamber, and the cone brake starts right about here. So this whole thing is hollow and acts as a chamber. So the gases still follow into the chamber and then go through the orifice at the back of the cone and out the cone. So it does the same job as a Krink brake, but it's a little bit less long. That's the main difference between the two. It actually does a little better job at cutting the noise and recoil of these things. And when you're shooting them, you can tell. You can swap back and forth between a Krink brake and this, and you can definitely tell the difference. But see, here's the Flaming Pig. It works the same exact way on the AR. It's the same principle, it's the same design. It's just that this one is a little bit prettier and made by Noveske. And I like the way it looks, actually. You look at all the cylindrical forms on this gun. You got the buffer tube, which does not have a stock on it because it is a pistol. And you've got this knurled forward grip here. And then you got the Flaming Pig. So you have all these cylinders in a line, which I think looks really cool. I love the way that looks. And this is going to do an amazing job. We're going to show you in the field what that does. Now, let's get out this AK-based weapon for comparison. Now this is a 30 caliber weapon. The thing I think that the Russians have all over us when it comes to their firearms, they did something really smart. They made their threaded barrels also include this little pin. See, you don't need a wrench for these things. You can change them out in the field. You can have a variety of different, and this is also a bird cage, AK bird cage, very similar to the other one. But see these little indents in here? Those are designed to index with this pin, which keeps it, it's an anti-rotation pin. That's what it's for. So you don't need a wrench for this. You just tighten it down by hand, holding this pin in, go as far as you can, and then back to the nearest detent. And it won't come out because this won't let it. So I think in that way, the AK is a superior platform. When it comes to threaded muzzle devices, I really think that is the case. And so you just tighten this on by hand. This is all we'll need. I do not need a wrench. And then this CNC Warrior device has a little cutout here that gives your finger enough room to push the button in and get it past. And you do it again and again until you're all the way there. And so there it is. That's pretty cool. Now, the little bird cage that came with this, yeah, it's about an inch shorter, but it really doesn't do much of anything. I guess without this, it would be an even bigger ball of fire. But with this, it's such a big ball of fire, it really doesn't matter anyway. So let's take these two guns out in the field and see what a difference these muzzle devices make. The AR-15 pistol, shooting the 5.56 out of a 7.5-inch barrel. A lot of fun, but a lot of flash. All right, I got the Noveske Flaming Pig on here. Wasn't that easy to get this hot birdcage flash hider off with my bare hands, but that just goes to show you what I'll do for my viewers. Let's see how this handles the flash. Big difference. See, this is a serious self-defense gun. Just because of this little can I put on here. Smoking hot. That's the Flamin' Pig. Oh yeah. An AK-47 pistol shooting the 7.62 by 39 with a 6.5-inch barrel. Lots of fun and lots of flash. Now let's try the AK pistol with the CNC Warrior 4-piece flash hider. That's a lot better, a whole lot better. I can actually see with this thing flashing. Smoking hot. So, if you want serious home defense out of one of these, there are things that you can do that makes them a lot more practical. And everything I'm going to show you is something that you can change in just a few seconds. It only took me about 10 seconds to screw this thing on here. And I've got a product that is going to be in my next video that's going to blow your mind. If you think this was cool, wait till you see the next thing I've got. It is going to turn this into a legit home defense weapon. From what I've been told, I'm the only person to review this product. And not only that, but I'm going to give you a promo code which will allow you to get a discount on it. So, watch the video, be one of the first to get it, because I think once they start selling them, they're going to have a hard time keeping up. Thanks for watching. This is Max Headspace 9mm.